All right. I would like to welcome a very special guest and friend of mine, Jennifer Reel, to Zoom, our first Zoom interview today. Jennifer Reel is an incredible soul singer right here in St. Petersburg, Florida. I might be a little biased since I also love her dearly as a friend, but I'm excited to bring her on and introduce her to those who she already knows, but also a bunch of people that she doesn't yet know and haven't heard of her. So welcome, Jennifer. It's good to see you.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you so much for having me on this beautiful afternoon.
So I,
Yeah,
I see
glad
you
to be here.
I see you're cozied up in your home right now. We're all staying safe and staying healthy.
Yeah, I've been on lockdown since the beginning of March,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's been real, no pun intended.
keeping it
But
real, Jennifer Real.
yeah,
So Jennifer, I mean, you're an entertainer, which means that your job is going out and singing to people and going to restaurants and venues and all sorts of different places all over the state to highlight your vocal skills. But right now things are shut down, so that has to be tough for you. If you're so used to being in front of people, and all of a sudden you're kind of locked into your home. How's that? How are you handling that right now?
yeah, there are. Sue, thank you. You know, it's been really hard. Lots of emotions happening. You know, when you lose your passion, which is to go out and sing to and create this beautiful ambiance in restaurants um, and hotels and everywhere I do sing and get to connect with people and not just only see them online, but I get to get you know personal time with fans that follow me and new visitors that come through and losing. I hate to say losing because it sounds like it's the end and there's no more performing outside, which I cannot subscribe to that. I can't. But yeah, this is affecting me. Obviously, my fluidity of financial means. This is my livelihood, so I'm affected big time. The beginning of March, um, my gigs canceled, and I canceled the rest of them that were still going on due to um, just wanting to be safe.
Yeah,
So yeah, so
yeah.
it's a hard time.
Well, we're rooting that this will end sooner and everyone will be healthy so you can get back to doing what you love. But what are you doing? I know a lot of performers right now are going virtual, they're doing things online. Are you doing any of that? Are you doing anything that people should be following and know about? And we'll talk about your music a little bit in a minute, but just want to get the negative stuff out of the way so we can really get into more about you. So are you doing anything online right now?
I have gone up and gone a cappella, and I've done as much as I could, and it's imperfect, but I think people just do want to still engage with me as they're used to coming to my gigs. And now there is a positive aspect to going online because I have fans in Canada and actually in other countries, and they're able to see me now. So that's super cool on Facebook Live and stuff. So.
I imagine you have quite a few followers from other countries that come here for snowbird season and see you only during a certain part of the year. And it's kind of nice to be able to see you anytime they want now on virtual.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's cool. So let's talk
Yeah.
about your music, because I mean, a lot of people that are watching this probably have heard you if they live in this region, but we have people that will be seeing these videos all over the world. And so in a nutshell, tell us the type of music you do. I know you as a soul singer, but you'll probably be able to add a little bit more to that. So tell me about your favorite kind of music, those top favorite songs that you like to sing. Let's talk about that first, and then we'll get into a little bit about your own music.
Well, I would probably say that I am a pop soul artist, and I do variety music. So that ranges from soul music. My heart, which is Anita Baker, would be my number one musician, singer, soul artist. To rock and roll, so like Cranberries and Melissa Etheridge and Katie Lang music, but I don't stay in a box for too long. You can't, you know, keep me in a corner and pigeonhole me. I do, like I said, I call myself a soul singer, but it is truly not a boring experience. And, there's a temper, and it is, everything sounds different all the time. I consider myself a song stylist. So It is, I'm singing Anita Baker, No One in the World, but it's in the style of Jennifer Reel, right? So
It
it's a fun
reminds me of,
experience.
do you remember like back at, I haven't watched American Idol in years, but do you remember when American Idol started, how you'd have a country singer being told to sing a rap song like that week, or an R&B song, and they had to make it their own?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you remind me of. You'll take a song that's, I remember we went, for people that are watching, you and I went to Universal Studios a couple years ago. If you
That
recall.
was so much fun.
And we went to, I don't remember what it was called, Universal Karaoke, or it was
Ashley Brundage was there.
Yep. And we did this like karaoke show. It was a mega like karaoke on steroids. You would get up on a stage, for anyone who's not been there, and you'd get up on a stage, you'd have your song, but you were backed by a band. Like the band knew all the songs that you played. It wasn't like track music. And we all put a song in our little glass dish, and they pulled them out randomly. And it wasn't like whoever did it first got to go first. It was just they were pulling them out randomly. And and I'm here with Jennifer Reel, and let's just say singing, I have a lot of skill. Singing is not my top skill. And Jennifer, I saw on the list, as soon as they announced who was going to go first, I saw Jennifer Reel, and I think you were singing either Alanis Morissette or the Cranberries, one of those songs. Do you remember which one it was? It was one of those rock and roll type of, a little bit more alternative rock type of songs.
Yeah, I think it was probably Zombie.
Yeah, I think it was. And I was doing like the Fugees or the Killing Me Softly by the Fugees, not to be confused with Roberta Flack. And you went up, and I see you all the time in lots of different venues, but I saw you on stage with this huge band behind you. And I know you have a band from time to time too, but I see you with this band, and I'm like, as a friend and someone who loves your music, I had chills. And I get up afterwards to follow Jennifer Reel, and I'm like, I might as well just sit right back down.
Oh my God, darling, you were adorable.
I was sweet. I got off the stage and she said, "You were so sweet." Like,
you were oh my God, when you were going off of the stage, I remember you kind of shaking. You were so nervous.
Well, I was following you. Like, you can hit notes like Adele and Barbara Streisand and Whitney Houston, and I can maybe hit like the ABC alphabet song. Okay. So
well, I'm definitely privileged and honored to get to do this for a living. There's the difference, but in God's ears, it all sounds good. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter where our hearts are.
He's wearing earmuffs when I'm singing. When you're singing, he's got
it's really not.
I'm like, hi.
I have heard worse. I have heard so much worse. And you're not even bad, so I hate to use the word worse.
It was so much fun to see that. I never get tired of seeing you sing. And of course, you always get people up dancing. I see performers all around. I've seen performers everywhere. From Florida to, I grew up in the DC area on stage and concerts, and I don't know many people who can get people up to dance the way that you can. Like,
oh, thanks.
Any venue, even venues that you're not really meant to be dancing, I feel people will move tables to dance for you. So
yeah,
I've
gotten fired for having too many people dancing at places, and I don't want to use the word fired, because I wasn't fired, but I was let go of because there were just too many followers of maybe our kind. I don't know. Just saying.
You have a unique voice. I mean, I remember when I moved down to Florida, I moved to Gulfport first. I was living in a condo in Gulfport, and I remember one night sitting outside right in the sunroom. The windows were all open. It was a beautiful night. It was probably like April or something, or February. And I hear this voice trickling down the water towards my condo, and I'm like, who is this singing? I could hear, and I had no idea what it was coming from. And it wasn't until I already knew you, I had met you at that point later on, that I'm walking through Gulfport one day and I heard your voice again. I'm like, that's what I heard when I was first in the condos in Gulfport. So you have this beautiful, powerful voice, but I'm sure it's a fit for the right venue, a place where you can dance, a place that really loves a nice power voice kind of music, because you hit notes.
Well, there is that, but there is also I can manipulate my set list to, if I needed to be wallpaper and just sing jazz all night. Yeah. I can do that. And quite honestly, I have retired a little bit from doing the powerhouse, like full on dance, 3 hours of dance music almost, I kind of retired from that because I was singing 3 to 4 hours without a break. And then when I started taking a break, everything kind of changed because people like came, I think, and flooded because it was just like live, and they were like, "Oh my God, how does this woman do that?"
Yeah.
But after doing that for almost 3 years, I knew that it would take a toll on me, quite honestly, to keep on doing that. And I had to like simmer down and take my breaks.
Yeah.
And it did
That's a
change some
lot.
things.
I see. And you
It changed some things, but it's so interesting how I had to work that hard to keep my crowd, or else they would go somewhere else. Especially like, let's say Gulfport. Gulfport has like 3 places that have huge bands, you know what I mean? So to keep an audience there is, it's a big deal. And I was able to do that. But under the circumstances that where I'm singing 3 hours straight, no break.
I don't even think the greats could do that. And I think of like all the greats that do these powerful songs, and they couldn't keep up with the energy. I mean, I've seen you sing before where you'll take maybe a 5-minute break to take a sip of water and you continue going. And I would have been asleep already or crashed on the floor. So it's,
well, when you have I have such a deep passion for what I'm doing. And it's like, once you're a part of the crowd, the audience, it's like we're one. It's like my singing and everything. It's like tentacles go out and we're all connected and we're all flying on this, this beautiful tonality guide. It's a beautiful, beautiful ride for myself as well. I'm here to connect people to their hearts through sound. That's what I do for a living. I take that really seriously. And on top of it, you're moving a crowd that's having a good time. You know what I mean? And throughout the night, as the night gets, it gets later, people are getting even a little more in tune with themselves, some for the worst, some for the better, as we have all experienced ourselves.
More drunk dancing the later the night goes.
That's right. Yeah, so it's really wonderful to have the schedule I have at restaurants and bars when I sing outside, which is my predominant schedule, is restaurants and bars. But I get the privilege to sing from 7 to 10, 7:30 to 10:30, 8 to 11 the latest. So I don't really get that late audience, and that vibe. I'm very, very lucky because I know what that entails. And I'm usually, my head's on the pillow by midnight the latest.
Right.
Because I don't hang out at a bar.
So you've sung, I mean, you've sung in a lot of different venues. You do solo a lot. I mean, you're known a lot around here for solo, but you've also been doing band work more, both at venues as well as being for hired gigs where you're playing for special events and bigger events. So tell us a little bit about the band and the types of musicians you pull in and how that all works.
Sure. So in January 2019, I started Jennifer and the For Reals. It started out with Jennifer and the Four Reels, which I didn't always have for players. So I changed it from 4 to FOR, 4, Jennifer and the For Reals. And we are also a variety band. And I have gotten my players, kind of like my players from the church, because I like how they're heavy hitters. And they usually play a workstation, which means their keyboards, they can program sounds that make the song happen, right? So it fattens and livens the sound. You can also add horns without having to have true horn players, to stick with a budget, So that's been fantastic.
So you've had some amazing experiences like singing for different sports teams, and lately you've been doing a lot more big fundraisers too, not just singing, at the local places where people can see you on a regular basis, but singing for some really cool fundraisers and organizations. And so tell me about a couple of the ones that you've sung for and some of those favorite experiences.
Well, I'm excited about my latest one that'll happen. I think it's August or April 26th this month.
Yeah, I think
with the Quality Florida. Todd Richardson, God bless him. He has asked me on with Matthew McGee.
Oh,
So
nice.
us as performers, entertainers, we're going to get on for a few songs, and their segments between 5:30 and 7 o'clock. So I'm super excited to do that. It's a Sunday. So that'll be a really cool vibe next Sunday, I think that is, or 2 Sundays from now. And I've also sang for Habitat for Humanity. This year it would have been the 2nd year in a row where Jennifer and the For Reals would be taking the stage at the Vinoy in the big ballroom, which I was so excited about. And last year, wow, we had an amazing, Jennifer and the For Reals it was on. We had the whole dance floor. Yeah, we had it packed. It was so good. They loved us so much that they have booked us now for 2021 due to this pandemic. So it's rescheduled for April 2021.
Nice.
But that was super sad. I was so looking forward. It was supposed to be April 4th. So
yeah. So
that's not happening, but yeah, those are 2 big fundraisers to answer your question.
And it's nice to have the opportunity to do the event on the 26th. I mean, there's not a lot of big opportunities right now. So it's nice to be able to get your voice out there and remind people that you're still singing and waiting to get back out there when things the world opens up again.
Yeah, Equality Florida is doing some really cool stuff with that. They're going to have like 8 long hours of amazing speakers and entertainment throughout the country. So hopefully people will, keep on tuning in throughout the day on Sunday. So we do get a nice audience, myself and Matthew. I mean, that would be great for us, I'm sure.
And OutCoast is actually sponsoring the event, so we'll be promoting it and doing some media coverage for it too. So
I love you.
Get it out there.
Cool. I can't help but notice, Rachel, that beautiful photo in the back over your door.
That one?
And she has pink hair in that photograph by Alicia Canner. That's super cool.
That was that was you singing at St. Pete Pride.
Manatees on the Bay.
Oh, Manatees on the Bay. Okay.
It was a Sunday afternoon gig, I believe. Yep. That was a cool gig. And then Alicia took it and put me under this cherry blossom tree with like.
I love that. Yeah, that tree is awesome.
Yeah.
But you've done some big events though now. I mean, you've done St. Pete Pride. You've done, what are the sports?
So I've opened up in 2018. I opened up for Deborah Cox.
Nice.
And then I was the headliner. I was the headliner in 2018. Because they didn't hire or they did and it fell through or something. Yeah. So they picked Jennifer Reel to headline. I was like, woohoo! That was big. It was huge. And the year prior, so I think it was actually 2017 where and 2015, like 2 times I've opened up for Deborah Cox. She doesn't ever come on, but like she'll come on like 3 hours later or something. It's really weird, but maybe that.
She was just at Metro Inclusive Health. She was just at that event.
Oh, yes, we were all there.
Yeah, I've had the honor of taking pictures of her at both an MGLCC event as well as Metro Inclusive Health, and she's so amazing in a photograph. Just her stance and when she holds her.
Oh my God, she can't take a bad photo. I wish I had that.
I tried to take an ugly photo of her. It just didn't work. I was like, I just want to make sure people I want people to know she's not perfect. And I'm like, nope, she's pretty perfectly beautiful. But she's super sweet too.
I went to see her in the I'll Always Love You tour or Whitney Houston tour.
Okay, yeah.
I went to see that and she was Actually, she wasn't there. It was her understudy. So you can edit that out. Yeah.
She wasn't there?
Nope. It was a different girl. I thought it was her the whole time. And then I read the pamphlet and it said it was her understudy. It looked just like her.
Did you ask for your money back?
She was amazing. Huh. It was wonderful.
But if I'm going to pay to go see Jennifer Reel, I want to see Jennifer Reel. I don't want to see your understudy. I mean, my hair is almost like yours. Like I could go as your understudy, maybe.
Actually, I haven't bleached this out, as you can see, and you know what? I actually like the two-tone in my hair. So maybe moving forward when, the doors open to the hair again, I might just do half and half instead of it touching my, my scalp.
So I don't think the viewers here also know that you have also been skilled in hair cutting skills in your past.
I have my own clippers. That's how I look nice and shaved.
I know, but I also have to. I think I have to share and admit that.
Well, that was initiation. That was real initiation. Hello.
The first weekend I met Jennifer, like the first weekend. So Jennifer saw me apparently at some festival she was singing at up in Largo. And then
yeah, it was really strange. It was a strange thing, but it was a benefit for somebody that had cancer. Yeah.
So I happened to walking around. I was new to the area. I didn't even notice the performers, honestly, but I think I was wearing like a super lipstick lesbian dress or something. So we ran into each other in Dunedin at a gallery to see Christy Lene. And then we saw each other at Punky's I think it was the same weekend. And then I said, I need a haircut. And you said, well, come on over. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, what could go wrong with Jennifer Reel cutting my hair? I wind up in Jennifer Reel's shower stall with her
tub.
Tub. But I'm not, like, I'm standing up. I'm not in the tub. But I'm in her shower tub stall. And she has her clippers. And she goes around and she's clipping my hair. And then I said, well, are you going to fade it? Because, like, it fades toward the top and towards the bottom. She's like, I don't know how to fade it. I'm just going to clip it. And I'm like, great. So there's hair all over the bathroom. How many days did it take you to clean that hair up after the haircut?
Honey.
Is it still there?
That's like, it was unbelievably, I was like, wow, I won't ever do that again. I really signed myself up for this, didn't I?
You did. So.
Oh my goodness.
But we've had some fun adventures. I love hearing you sing. I love the fact that wherever we go, we hang out together, you sing, like, randomly. You'll sing when you're walking into the kitchen. We went out to the beach one day and you were singing the Little Mermaid song out on the beach. Like, I just love being around you. You're a positive energy and a positive person to be around, and it's a lot of fun to see you sing. And I'm hoping that we get the world back open so we can all hear you sing again soon.
Me too.
So. But I appreciate you coming on. And where should we go to visit to follow you? How do we follow you? I mean, I follow you, but
so I would like to let everybody know that I am working on some new music.
Yes, tell us about it.
And have been since before this pandemic started, with various artists, but one in particular, Ronnie D at All Access Recording Studio out of I don't know if it's technically Largo or Clearwater, but it's right off of Roosevelt. And we have been working together, and I'm starting out with just, he's giving me beats, instrumental music. And then, I take my poetry writings and I'm inspired through that. So I have a draft of a song that I actually just let people listen to it. Like, there's like almost 300 people on my newsletter, and I sent that out this morning.
Very cool.
So hopefully people are tuning into my new song, Touch. The second part of that, it's in a rough draft state right now. The second part of that would be hiring the band and recording it real time. Okay. So, and then there's a couple more songs that I'm working on right now. And my plugins are facebook.com/Jennifer Reel Soul Artist. That's my fan page. You can give it a like. I also have jenniferreel.com, which is my website. I am right now I'm having my branding facelift, so I'm doing that just to keep me busy and keep my mind and my spirit and my hopes up. Yeah. That, I mean, we're going into a new realm of music, and I do understand that. It's definitely going to be more online and all of that. So I'm working on, being in with the times, being fluid with what's happening right now. So it's jenniferreel.com. And then I also have my Instagram page, which I use my band's name. So it's instagram.com/Jennifer and the For Reals. And that's FOR. So.
And we'll put that all on this right now. So we'll make sure all that information's here. The one song I will say, before we wrap up, you have a song that's been out for a while called "Give It All," right?
Yeah, and that's on iTunes and Spotify and all of those channels if you're listening.
She sings it at her performances because Jennifer, I think a lot of people know you as singing the tracks, but you have your own music too. And
Absolutely.
I have to say, Give It All is probably one of my favorite songs that I hear you sing, and it's your song. And every time I have to remind myself that this is like a Jennifer Reel original, that it's nobody else's, because someone will say to me, well, who sings that song? And I'll say, it's Jennifer Reel. And they're like, no. Like, I know Jennifer singing it, but who actually wrote the song? I'm like, Jennifer Reel.
There's nothing better than an artist hearing people that are listening to them say, oh my God, who sings that?
Yeah.
And then they're Shazamming your song. And they're like, oh my God, it's her. That's like the coolest thing. And the song Give It All, which I probably wrote in 2014, but wasn't recorded till 2017 with Chasing Jonah / Ashley Dedukovich. She is the co-writer of that song. And what a beautiful process that was, and how music comes together like in moments, you know, and then you just know it's like, that's it. That's the chorus. And, but the lyrics do really relate to what we're going through right now. So I'm going to sing a little bit for you, right? Okay. And you can edit that part, but put it right. And though the storms may grow fierce and the wind it may sting, lightning will strike with past memories. No, you can't sink a lover who hasn't forgotten the light of the sun. No, you can't sink a lover who hasn't forgotten the light of the sun. Ooh, I give it all to you.
You get me goosebumps. You need to sing that live. It's so beautiful. And I think what I love about hearing you sing that is you come out 100% in that song. You know, you can sing any other songs you want. You could sing the Yellow Pages if you want to. I don't even think they exist anymore, but you could try.
Yes, they do.
Do that?
That still exists. Yeah, phone books.
I thought it was 411. Or Google.
There's that.
Google. But I think there's just something when you sing that song, I get all, you know, you say give it all. Like, I feel like we get it all when you sing that song. So anyway, so we'll send people to your website. Thank you so much for coming on and being my first victim on our new TV show here with OutCoast. And I love you, and we are rooting for all of this to get better soon so you can be out in person. But please go live for us so we can see your voice, hear your voice more often. And if people want to tip you while you're going virtual, because I think it's important right now to support artists and support performers, but if someone wants to tip you for all the music that you do and you go live and you create for us, where would they do that?
I think the easiest way is to do PayPal.me / Jennifer Reel.
Okay.
Or they can Zelle Jennifer Reel at Sorry?
Do you do Venmo as well, or PayPal as well?
Venmo is Jennifer-Reel-2. It's like at Jennifer-Reel-2, and then Zelle would be my email address, which is jenniferreel@gmail.com.
Okay.
And you know, I'm plugged into all of those. Cash App, that's the easiest way that, you know, people are. The Cash App is Jennifer Reel Star.
So we'll make that's all on here. Please
I appreciate you, Rachel. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.